Good morning, everyone. I, Vidya MS, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Science and Engineering, Bhakti Institute of Engineering and Technology, Tangere. At the outset, welcome you all for the day 2 morning session of today's workshop on National Cyber Safety and Security Standard. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker, Mr. Harish TT, National Cyber Defense Research Center, Bangalore. Sir is going to deliver a talk on Introduction to Cybersecurity and Security Standards. It's a great privilege to have such an eminent speaker with us in this session. I welcome you, sir. I request.
Thank you, but we can't hear you. Can everybody else hear Madam talking? We can't hear you. No, I don't think so. You properly heard.
Now? Hello?
Yes, it is audible.
I request Mr. Harish TT, sir, to take over the session.
Hello, am I audible? Is anyone in this?
Yeah, I think we can hear you, but it's little feeble. It's little feeble. I don't know. Is my voice clear to everybody?
Yes, sir. Your voice is clear. You can take the session, sir.
Okay, thank you. You made me a host, and then a lot of people are coming inside. The meeting is getting stuck. They're asking me to admit.
No, sir. I have made it as a host only, sir. You can carry on, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Carry on, sir.
Let me just share my screen. Hold on.
Yes, sir. Please. I will check it out whether the screen is visible or not. I will check it out. Please share your screen, sir.
Can you all see my screen actually?
No, sir. No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
1 second.
Now it is visible, sir. Now it's visible.
You can see, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So guys, if I'm audible, I'm just going to start here.
Thank you, sir.
So I think you would have had some good sessions yesterday. How was the session? Was it good? Hello, guys. I want a response, right? If I'm just going to talk
very informative,
for hours, I don't think so. It will be useful for me and you as well. I want you all to talk, giving me, right? So I don't know if you know any Indian Constitution. Article 21 of Indian Constitution says no person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty except according to procedure established by law. I'll tell you why I put Article 21 here a little later. Right? In today's world, this is what is reality, right? This is a real photo of yours and this is the Facebook version of yours. Agreed or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Not exactly.
Okay, certain exceptions are there. Okay, I understand. All right. And this is possible, right? You can learn a yogasana by going for a talk, and you can also drink something and then still learn yogasana. Active and passive learning. Today, if you want to learn anything, you have a lot of shortcuts. You have a lot of shortcuts in the internet. You can learn anything that you want to do in internet in a right way and also on the wrong way. Right? You have both these things. Evolution of life in today's scenario starts from feeding bottle, ends in a drip, and I'm not going to talk about what is there in the middle. And this is the hard-hitting truth, right? In 2001 and 2017, you see the difference? Technology was big, people were small. Now technology is gone small, people became big. Agreed or not?
Agreed.
So dependency on technology is so much that a wife calls a husband and says, honey, I can't open a jar. This fellow is very interested in working. He says, download and install Java because you use Java to open jar files. So everybody's life is obsessed with technology today. Any of these technologies, right? I mean, predominantly WhatsApp, Facebook, your work, all these things are now taking over your lives. You don't want to do anything else in your life except for all these things. People have a lot of progressive thoughts, correct? You're supposed to be wearing a helmet, But look, on the left side, you see a helmet being worn to another person. And here they're using helmet for cutting onions. Right? That is what we all do. You can tell me what is this? You're supposed to wear a seat belt, right? So do you see a guy sitting on the car? Is he wearing a seat belt?
No,
What is this then?
it is a t-shirt design.
So they have introduced the T-shirt which will mimic somebody wearing a seat belt. If somebody sees from outside, it looks like he's wearing a seat belt, but he's actually not. So there are a lot of things in the social media, internet, which is very, very deceptive for all of us today. Okay. So yesterday, I think you would have learned about artificial intelligence, right? So can you give me some examples of any AI-based technology which are there in the market today?
Internet banking.
How internet banking is AI-based?
There is one in the net banking. There is one small pop-up where you can chat with the robot,
Okay, then what?
so we can get the response immediately.
Okay,
Recommendation systems.
okay, then I only see 2 people talking. There are around about 50 people in the call, right? Why nobody else is talking? Okay. So what other things did you learn? Any other examples of AI-based systems? Any examples of, you all said you learned about AI, right? What other applications you can guess?
Self-driving cars.
Okay, then what else? What is this? Okay, guys, I don't think so. You're going to be responding to my questions, anyways. So today there are a lot of technology savvy world. You have revolution of wearables. There are a lot of things that can give you a lot of information today. Your pulse oximeters is one of the things, right? Your Google glasses, your connected phones, your the so-called Fitbits. So there are a lot of wearables which actually gives you a lot of things. And train as a service is being introduced. Okay, it's going to be powered by AI technologies. So Tesla cars, connected cars, cars which can tell you when do you have to go for a service, what issues do you have, what will be your service itinerary, a lot of things, right? Connected planes, all your planes are digitized today. The moment you start flying, right from the time you start flying, right to the right from the time you land, everything is recorded, analyzed, and then things are pre-planned for any service to be done. Revolution in banking technology, right? You can do all things today by using WhatsApp, etc., etc. You can authorize a payment by taking a selfie. Arni, can you just sound? You can authorize things by taking selfies. There are a lot of medical advancements, right? You have 3D printing. Hearts are being printed today. There's a woman in Brazil who's living with a printed heart for almost 7 years now. I don't know if you know about Microsoft HoloLenses. If you don't know, please Google and check what is Microsoft HoloLenses. There are a lot of things. Even they have introduced smart bottles which are very smart today by Diageo. So there are a lot of revolution that's happening in technology. And do you know what is this? Guys, do you know what is this?
No, sir.
Have you not seen such screens actually? Have you not seen such screens?
It's intimidating, sir.
No, so when you go search for something in the internet, right? Let's say Amazon or any movie site or Amazon Prime Video, Netflix. When you watch something, don't you see recommendations coming in for you?
Yes, we will see the recommendation coming to us.
Okay, so what kind of sir, is this for students or all the faculties?
It is for faculties.
Only faculties, not for students.
Even students are there, sir. Some
Yes, sir.
students are there, but faculties, more number of
okay.
faculties joined.
Yeah, but I don't see a lot of people responding. Because I really wanted
Even faculties are there and students
No,
are
I
there.
really want an interactive session, but nobody is responding, Srinivas sir. So I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to give you all another 2 minutes time for you to settle down. There are a lot of
They will
requests coming in.
Yes.
Somebody wants to join, somebody wants to join. Let's give another 2 minutes.
No, not yet, sir. They will join. They will join, sir.
No. See, this is disturbing. I keep getting pop-ups on my screen. Do you see that? Continuous pop-ups,
Okay.
right? So let's wait for 2 minutes because
Yes,
you
sir.
made
Yes,
me the
sir.
host.
Yes,
You
sir.
made me the host, so I get these pop-ups. So let's wait for 2 minutes. And I would request all of the participants to make the session more interesting. See, I have come out of a lot of issues, right? I didn't want to take this meeting at all. My father
Yes,
was
sir.
not
Yes,
well.
sir.
I postponed
Yes, sir.
my
I know it.
father's doctor's
I
visit
know
and
it,
I'm
sir.
here
I know
taking
it.
classes for you. No. I'm taking classes for you, right? And almost
sir.
everybody,
Yes, sir.
all the speaker who came here, they've had a lot of works and they have just come here to share our knowledge. And Mr. Srinivas has been behind us for almost 10 days now. He's been back and forth talking to us, ensuring that we are going to present this call. But I really see a very less participation from all the participants here. I'm not this normal speaker who comes and who just talks and goes, right? I want you to take something when you go back from the session. I want you to learn. I want you to put something into use, right? And one of the other most indisciplined thing is if there's something that's going to be starting at 10 o'clock, I see people joining at 10:19 and 10:20 also, which is annoying. I want all of you to participate and then make the session more interactive. If I don't see a participation, right, I'm also feeling bored, right? Can I just keep talking to the walls all by myself? I need people to talk. I just can't take a session like this and then say I've done my work and I'll go. If you're really interested, let me know. I'll give you 2 minutes time. If you assure me that all of you will participate, I'll continue my session. I don't want to do a single side talking. I'm very sorry. I'm not that kind of a person. Wherever I go, wherever I talk, I need an interactive session. Okay? Take 2 minutes of time and let everybody join. And let's start again. And I want everybody to participate. Correct?
Srinivas. Am I audible?
Ma'am,
Yes, you can,
yes, you are audible. You are audible.
Audible.
Drop a message to all the audience saying that, be interactive in the session.
Madam, Nirma ma'am.
You make audience to interact with the resource person and he is explaining so well.
Yes,
and
madam.
So interactive. You just request one.
Ma'am, even he called. Hello. I request, it's my humble request to all the participants, please be interactive now. Just now he called me once again. Just tell your participant to interact so that they will get a lot of information from my side. He told like that. So I request all the participants to be interact with the session, please.
See, there are lots of takeaways from this session because cybersecurity is new to all of us. And actually, we don't study much in depth in the syllabus also. So like this type of sessions would help us a lot. Please do interact with our resource persons.
Harish sir? Harish sir, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'll take it up from here.
Yes, sir. Definitely, we will be in the interactive, sir.
No,
Don't
no,
worry,
no.
sir.
See,
It will be an interactive session.
Thank you, Nirmala ma'am, and thank you, Srinivas. I could have just dropped my call. I could have just run this presentation. I have around about 35 slides, 2 minutes of each slides. My 2 hours is over, right? Not more than that. But
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
here for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I want your faculties to get benefited because, let me be very honest, right? As Nirmala ma'am said, when you are a faculty today, I don't think so you would have had a very practical experience of what cybersecurity is, right? Probably you would have studied one paper or one subject or a unit. And whatever you know is going to be more theoretical. You do not know how this is applied in the industry. And all the colleges that they go, right? They said we studied cybersecurity, but they end up presenting something called as encryption, steganography, which are like 100 years old today for us. The world is evolving every day with new technologies. And as the technologies are growing, you also see a lot of cybercrime issues coming up. Now, there are around about 50 people, right? Honestly, tell me, how many of you have experienced a cyber attack for yourself or for somebody who you know? Are you aware of any woman who has been tortured like a hell because she made a small mistake? Anybody knows any story?
No, sir. No.
No.
Have you read in the newspapers that there are a lot of cyber crimes happening?
Yes.
People's images are being tarnished.
Yes, sir.
Yes, actually, Yugas, we ourselves have experienced threatening mails from
Yes, sir.
some people. Still, we are solving, we are still we are not having any solution for that. So it is either we do not even know it is from dark web or torch, or we really do not know from where that whistleblower mail is coming. So that's why these sessions are very important for us. So please continue rather than wasting time on these things. If you can update us how we can overcome such problems, that would be a better way.
So that's where I'm coming from, right? So now as the technology grows, it's very challenging today. Now it's very easy for me to put somebody's photo, right? All of you have WhatsApp, right? All of you have WhatsApp today. Yes. Those who are not speaking, please go on mute. All of you have WhatsApp today. How many of you have kept your photo as a profile picture? A very good close-up photo as your profile picture. How many of you have done that?
First of all, we should not keep those zoomed photos in the profile.
Correct. I mean, you are aware of this. I'm happy. But how many of them are practicing it today? And how many of you put WhatsApp status messages? How many of you do this? How many of you put your photos in WhatsApp status messages?
Photos.
Almost all of us will
So
put our,
many of them will put, sir.
Many will put.
Right? Okay. Now, you know how this status messages works, right? You put a photo in the status. I don't think so many of you know about this status privacy option where you can go and select who all should see your status.
Yes. It is there. Option is there.
Now, a lot of people don't do this option at all. Now, what will happen is every contact, they just say only my contacts. Now, what will happen? Let's say you are going from some place, some Jayanagar to Gandhi Road in Bangalore, right? Now, what is going to happen is you go by an auto. You talk to this auto guys become friend to you. You save their phone number, like Anand Auto, Bangalore, right? Now, what really happens is, whenever you put a status, if you have stored his contact and if he has stored your number, he can automatically see your pictures. Now, my question to all of you is, why would you want an auto man, a milkman, or a housekeeper, or anybody, as a matter of fact, to see your personal status, your photos, your messages? Today we have a habit of saving all the contacts in our phone. Yes or no? We do it, right? Any contact, you save your number and you give your number to them. And what happens? Everybody has an access to your information on WhatsApp. Everybody has an access to all the profile pictures that you post. But rather, there's an option in WhatsApp which says, show my status only for these people. The third option. First is all my contacts to everyone except the second option. Third option, only show to these people. So my request to all of you is first go to the WhatsApp and make your status only visible for those who you want them to see. If you end up blocking people, right, it is never going to be helpful, because every day you will keep adding contacts. You will have to keep increasing your block list. But if you decide who alone should see your status, that's something very easier, and that is called whitelisting. When you block somebody, it is called blacklisting. So assume this, right? All of you go to a cinema hall, right? All of you go to a cinema theater. So how people are allowed into cinema theater? Somebody checks your ticket before you enter into the hall, correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is called whitelisting, right? You only allow people who are supposed to get access. Think of the scenario. You allow everybody into cinema theater and then go inside and say, those of you don't have ticket, get out of the hall. Is that easy or tough? Tough, right? So that is why in security, the first principle is whitelisting. You should never blacklist. You should only allow those who are supposed to be seeing what they're supposed to be seeing. You should not start blocking, right? That's one of the key outcomes. So back to this side, right? Back to this slide. So this is something that you always see, right? Wherever you go, whichever website you go today, you will see something like this. If you search for one thing, you will get a recommendation on the next screen. People who like this also like this. Take another example. All of you have tried online shopping, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So there's one person searching for this particular watch. Okay. Look at the suggestions for her. Now, what you need to see here is she searched for a watch. There are two watches which have been suggested, which are of the same pattern. So there's black, there's white, and look at the dial of all the three watches. Okay. And look at the price range. Now, please look at another beautiful thing. You see, they have also suggested a shoe here, correct? On this corner. Now, if you look at the shoe also matches with the watch that she is carrying in hand. There's a lot of similarities between this watch and shoe. So, the e-commerce website today have become very, very smart, that they don't just suggest you two similar products, they also start suggesting you with a lot of aesthetical sense. So this is called business intelligence, data science, and this is called artificial intelligence to a larger extent. You learn the taste of a consumer and you start suggesting things which are in line with what this person is actually searching. Got it? Now, how many of you have been to shopping malls? How many of you have been to shopping malls?
Most of us will be visiting.
So what have you observed in shopping malls? If you've been to some big shopping malls, right, big supermarkets, what have you observed for yourself?
The various floors are there for various articles, items.
Okay, then?
Shelf arrangements of the items.
Beautiful. Excellent. Okay, then?
So many offers with the items.
So many offers. Okay, then?
Searching of the item should be easier, like that they will be arranging.
Searching of the item should be easier. Okay, then what?
They'll maintain uniformity in all the shopping malls.
Pairing also they will be. Take for example, biscuit or arrange near the tea, coffee powder, like that. Frequent item set.
Beautiful. Now I like all of you. All of you are talking nicely. You're giving me good points.
Market basket analysis.
Fantastic. Now
Association rules.
Association rules. Yes. Okay. This is where your data science is playing a huge role. This is where your business analytics is playing a huge role, right? You could ask me how. Whenever you go to market, now before you put the final bill, right, they take your number, correct? you must have a profile there. So while creating this profile, they would have selected whether you are a male or a female by looking at you. An approximate age is also noted down.
Yes.
Every time you go buy in larger supermarkets, your pattern of purchase is being monitored. Not yours alone, right? Data is fed from all their stores across India or across the world. And what they try to analyze is, okay, a woman of 35 years age, around 30 to 35, they buy a product called Dove soap largely. So most of the women of 30 to 35 age prefer buying a Dove soap. That is what is an analysis which is obtained. I'm giving you an example, right? This is not necessarily, I'm just giving you an example. Likewise, what kind of soap does men buy? What shampoos do people buy? Okay, if you go for a provision, what urad dal you buy? What brand of tur dal you buy? Now, you see one shop, one supermarket, average 200 to 300 customers a day, right? In weekends, it will go peak. So how many customers a month? And look at branches in the city, in the state, and across the country. How much of data these people have now? And look how they analyze it and how can they use it? Now there are all the options that you said. First, they try to find out what is the maximum sold product. Now they'll actually ensure that the product is going to be sold more. So if you go to any shop, you will suddenly see that the most bought product is kept in a very close proximity to the entrance. Sometimes as you enter the supermarket, you see a lot of things that are kept. And those products predominantly are the mostly sold products. And you see something called as an offer, right? You buy 2 B natural juices, 1 juice is free for you. Now, why do these offers come in? What is the reason for giving these offers? One, to promote that brand, because people who come are buying a competitor product. Now, how do I increase my sales? I try to give an offer which people can't resist. Okay, end of the day, it's same juice for me, same taste, but I don't mind about the brand. Now, I buy only 2, you give me 1 free. Okay, I buy your product. Correct? Now, this is where all your data science is coming in. We've still not gone into cybersecurity because I wanted to understand this and then I'll tell you what are the implications of this. Now, another example is in US, right? Planograms. Now, what happened is in US, they did an analysis and they found out that fathers who are coming to buy diapers for their kids, please note this one, fathers who are coming to buy diaper for their kids are also buying beer bottles. Now what they did, you can see this man, right? Kid, diaper and beer bottles. Can you see the photos here? Now, they arranged their shop in such a way that they had a beer bottle shelf next to the shelf where diapers are kept. If you had gone to big supermarkets, right? Like somebody said, they keep milk products or sugar next to the tea counter, whatever, right? So if you go to some stores like Decathlon, you can see cycles being sold. You will see a set of cooling glasses kept next to the cycle stall because whoever wants to buy a cycle will also buy a cooling glass. If you go to a place where gardening things are kept, you'll see shoes. If you go to a place where camping products are kept, you'll see shoes and other things. So this is the overall industry pattern of your industry's 4 key pillars. Your industry's 4 key pillars today are these things. I'm just going to write it down here for you. Give me a second. These are the 4 pillars of emerging technologies. AI, data science and business analytics, or you call it business intelligence, Internet of Things, and then cybersecurity. So these are the key pillars of emerging techs or key emerging techs today. These are the 4 things. Now, why cyber security I bought here is because without cyber security, you will have to, you can't do anything, because security has become the most important aspect of today's world, which is where we're going to go now. So, you know what is this? Driverless cars in Europe, I mean in US, right? There are some driverless cars introduced also. So Uber will start driving you on the own. How does this work? This works with deep learning, neural networks, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and a lot of other shits, right? Now, challenges to today's cybercrime is an open challenge of Fair and Lovely, 48 days of fairness challenge here. Lot of issues with respect to cybercrimes, right? Now, I want to show you a video of how easily things are being done today.
We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time.
Who's talking in the video?
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Who was he?
President of US.
Yes.
Ex-president of US, right?
Yes, sir.
You all said it's Barack Obama, no? Just watch this video.
Jordan Peele created this fake video of President Obama to demonstrate how easy it is to put words in someone else's mouth.
Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet.
Not everyone bought it, but the technology behind such frauds is rapidly improving, even as worries increase about their potential for harm. This is your Bloomberg Quick Take on deepfakes. Deepfakes, or realistic-looking fake videos and audio, gained popularity as a means of adding famous actresses into porn scenes. Despite bans on major websites,
Okay, now you see, Obama didn't speak that video. Agreed, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what happened is, this fellow here on the right, John Pillay, he used the deepfake software, and as he was speaking, can you see there's a lot of similarity, right? Whatever he speaks, Obama speaks, but look at the lip sync. Whatever word this fellow says, Obama also does the same lip sync. Just look at it.
not everyone bought it.
Trust from the internet.
Not everyone bought it.
Did you see? Now that is very possible because of this fact of something called as a deep faking. I'll tell you what is deep faking, right? Now, this is an input source. This is an output source. Now, what I do is, let's say you go put one of your videos on the internet, right? I download that video. I will upload that video into my deepfake software. Now, what that software will do? That software will analyze the video in detail, and it will actually take all the screenshots of the video second by second, millisecond by millisecond. So every expression of yours is actually noted down in the software. Now, it understands the way you move your lips. It understands the way you pronounce a word. It understands the way you make actions. Everything is understood. Now, what I do is, I will now speak a video as an input source, and I will ask the software to create an output which will necessarily not be my face, but it will be an output version of what you will be speaking. So today, the morphing techniques are old. You can in real time create a real deepfake videos. See what is happening here.
Bans on major websites, they remain easy to make and find. They're named for the deep learning artificial intelligence algorithms that make them possible. Input real audio or video of the specific person, the more the better, and the software tries to recognize patterns in speech and movement. Introduce a new element like someone else's face or voice, and a deepfake is born.
It's actually extremely easy to make one of these things. There were just some supposed, breakthroughs from academic researchers who work with this particular kind of machine learning in the past few weeks, which would drastically reduce the amount of video you need actually to create one of these.
Programs like FakeApp, the most popular and widely available for making deepfakes, need dozens of hours of human assistance to create a video that looks like this rather than this. In In August, researchers at Carnegie Mellon revealed software that accurately rendered not just facial features, but changing weather patterns and flowers in bloom. This advance is not yet available to the public, but with increasing capability comes increasing concern.
You know, this is kind of fake news on steroids potentially.
Can you see here? This is the source sequence. Look how expressions have changed. Now expression pose plus blinking. See? This is the real source. But you see how all they can export results?
We do not know of a case yet where someone has tried to use this, but it's the same.
See, this is how today.
Can also be difficult to detect. Though researchers around the world and at the U.S. Department of Defense have said they're working on ways to counter them. Deepfakes do, however, have some.
This year, during the Delhi elections, there were deepfake videos of BJP politician Manoj Tiwari that was shared on WhatsApp groups where he was seen addressing. This year, during the Delhi elections, there were deepfake videos of BJP politician Manoj Tiwari that was shared on WhatsApp groups where he was seen addressing the voters in Haryanvi and English.
सारिया ने मेरा जय श्री राम। दोस्तों, मैं सिर्फ काम का हिसाब लेने आया हूँ। केजरीवाल ने कहा था 200 स्कूल बनेंगे, बने सके? They said they will start 10,000 DTC buses. Have they started?
The real video, however, was recorded in Hindi. Now, deepfake is basically machine learning technology that manipulates audio and video recording to show people things that others never did or said. They appear authentic, but they really are not. Deepfake videos can be made by recording someone's face and matching their facial movements with a famous personality. To gain precision in copying facial movements and voice modulation, it would involve high-end softwares and coding at the development level, but surprisingly, there are free softwares available online that can help you create your own deepfake videos. You can surf through the internet and find many deepfake video making softwares for desktop PCs and phones. We downloaded MachineTube, which is a desktop-based application. It comes preloaded with some free templates of celebrities and politicians like American President Donald Trump and singer Kanye West. We can use their faces in this software. After installation was completed, I shot a 10-second video of myself.
This technology is proof that seeing is no more believing.
Most free versions of these softwares give you option to create short deepfake videos limited to a few seconds. Now, when you're shooting, try finding a face that preferably has a similar facial structure and skin tone to the celebrity you want to make a deepfake of. Okay, moving on. After shooting the video, I uploaded it on the software via YouTube. After that, I picked a preloaded model to copy the face. Singer Kanye West was the lucky winner. The software analyzes the facial expressions of the subject and using AI tries to match it with the celebrity's face. The process takes a while. It creates multiple images in PNG format and captures every face detail and expression. The lesser the face movement, the better the software will track. After I was done scanning the face, I then ran the face swap software where it renders the celebrity's face on mine. And this is how it looks.
This technology is proof that seeing is no more believing.
Since this is a free software, the output rendered is very basic and not good enough to fool someone. At times, the results are disasters.
And the crowd believes every word that Kanye said.
However, for the right price, you can get strikingly similar results like what you saw with the Manoj Tiwari video. 2 years ago, American actor Jordan Peele was seen in a deepfake YouTube video that showed how he could imitate Barack Obama, and those results were shocking.
President Trump is a total and complete dipshit. See, I would never say these things, but someone else would. Someone. And Jordan Peele.
Most of the time, you won't find a professional voiceover artist who can imitate a famous personality, but today, there are softwares that can do that for you. A software like Lyrebird has the capability to form sentences just by hearing a few words you speak.
This test satellite will carry my sandwich, which it will release and then attempt to retrieve.
Considering that audio can be manipulated like this, forming sentences won't be difficult at all. Basic face swapping applications like DoublyCAD are also available for smartphones which lets you create 5 to 10 second GIFs by swapping your face with a celebrity's face. It's nowhere accurate as what you render on a PC, but the results can be amusing. Technologists believe that with advancement.
Okay, so right, so this is the problem today, right? We have a lot of technologies which can actually put everything in jeopardy. Everything. So I can use one of your videos to manipulate and then create a video which actually is very damaging to your reputation. Now, this is where we are today in this current world where cybersecurity has a lot of challenges. Every day, new things start popping up, new issues, and then here you go fighting with something which is getting evolved every day. Now, what is that a cybersecurity assures to anything? There are three things which a cybersecurity gives to an information. The objective of cybersecurity is to protect confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now, what is confidentiality? An information being available for those who are authorized to see it. Let's say your bank accounts, your email, only you are authorized to see. So how do I ensure confidentiality? I have a control called password. I have a control called multi-factor authentication. I have a control called, OTPs. And I ensure that only you get to see your emails and you get to see your bank accounts. So that is confidentiality, ensuring information is available only to those who are authorized. That's confidentiality. What is integrity? Integrity is ensuring that whatever information you see is correct. Whatever information you see is not changed. Whatever information you see is not tampered. That is what is integrity all about. Now, example is, if you transfer 10,000 rupees to somebody in your bank account, now what can happen? There are a lot of things that has to happen, right? Now, you should get a message which says you transferred 10,000. Your account should get debited. The person's account should get credited. Now, ensuring all this is what is known as integrity. The deep fakes that you saw today are nothing but issues related to integrity of an information. Obama didn't speak that video. Jordan Peele spoke. But when you see, it looks like Obama is saying something. And this BJP minister from Haryana, he never spoke that, but it looks like he is talking. So integrity is another key pillar for cybersecurity. And what is the third thing? Third thing is availability. What is availability? Information being available for those who are authorized. So let's say another way of attacking is to hack your website and ensure that nobody is able to see your website. So here, what they are doing is they are fighting against availability. So this is where we say confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Ensuring these three things for any given information, that is what is the objective of cybersecurity or information security. Okay. I like this quote a lot. If you have a problem, face it and don't Facebook it. I mean, the psychology of people has changed largely today, right? Because when somebody says, I'm very sad, there are 100 likes in 1 minute. I don't know. When somebody is saying they're sad, why should people like that? Now, I see people Facebooking a lot of things. They Facebook their passport. Somebody is putting a Facebook post saying, I got a visa to US. He has put up his visa on the page. Idiocracy, right? Can that be misused or not? It can be misused, right? Now, this is where we all have an issue. We do not know what to share, when to share, how to share, and we start sharing everything, and that's where all the problem starts. Now, let's look at some breaches which people do, which can be used against us. So, information security breaches we commit or come across in everyday life. So let's go one by one. Now, weak passwords. Okay, how many of you have a strong password? Can somebody tell me what your password is, or how have you structured your password? What are the various things that you have in your password? Can somebody tell me?
Calculator, numbers and special characters. Sir.
Sorry, I cannot hear you. What are you saying?
At least one. This is Dr. Vinita HP, sir. The one calculator at least, and the special characters and numbers. Generally, we say it is a strong password.
Okay. So I didn't hear you properly, but I think that you have a special character and you have
The alphanumeric character we are going to use. Combination of alphanumeric character.
Then what else?
Some special characters.
Then what else?
So password could be a phrase.
Now this is the question, right? How to create a password? How can you create a good password? Now, your password should minimum have 9 characters. And max, it can go to 16 or even more. I mean, as long as your system permits. Okay? And then it should have alphabets, both small and capital letters. Okay? It should have numbers from 0 to 9. Then it should have special characters. Then it should not have your name, your house name, kid's name, pet's name, etc. Should be created from a sentence. I'll give you an example. Okay, this is a line that I've written. I love my country, India. Okay. Now, how can I create a password from this? Instead of I, okay, I can put 1. Instead of that love, right, I can put capital N. Instead of that O, I can put 0. Okay, and then I can just put V, and instead of this E, I can put 3. Sorry, 3. So I love. I don't need to put my country, but I can just start saying this. I put a capital I, N, D. I put an exclamation mark, right, which indicates an inverted I, and then I put an @ symbol. I love India. Now I have to put some numbers, right? I can choose like this: 150847. What is this? 15th August 1947. Now, is this password tough or easy? Is this password?
Easy, sir, easy.
It is easy for you to remember, yes, but tough for somebody to hack your account.
Yeah.
It is easy for you to remember. If you forget your password, you can just remember this line: I love my country, India. And you know the logic of this, right? So this is how you need to create a password. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is, one of the easiest way to hack your accounts is weak passwords. If your passwords are weak, I have technologies and tools which can actually break your account and give me common passwords. My technology can actually go and probably find out some common passwords that you guys are using, and it can give me. And you'll have to keep changing your passwords frequently. That's more important. Change your passwords once in 30 to 45 days. Okay, I'll try to show you something. Right, look, this is a website called Have I Been Con? Okay, now, I mean, all I need to do is just put a email address here and just say Pont. Click this. Look, it is telling me this email ID's password has got has gone to hackers' hand during all these breaches. So Bitcoin Security Forum got breached. Okay, there were 2,844 separate data breaches. There's another data breach here. eWhite, exploit.in, Gravatar. So, and it also shows me different files where my password was found for this particular email ID. I'll show you one more example. My other email. Look, BigBasket was hacked in October 2020. If you had had an account with BigBasket, your password would have got hacked. I mean, people would have access. Domino's was hacked in April 2021. So my email address, name, phone, physical address was available there. IAM Jobs was hacked. LinkedIn was hacked. Zoom cards were hacked. So you see what data were compromised. Now, this is how I said you never know what is going to happen. So I got pawned in 7 data breaches and there was no posts found, right? But then this is what happens. Can one of you give me your email ID, please? Can somebody give me your email ID? Just for checking.
Divya MS.
Sorry?
Divya MS.
Divya, correct?
Yes, sir.
MS, yes?
2346.
Yeah?
2346 at gmail.com.
Yeah. You Divya, you have a Domino's account?
Yes.
Are you in Canva?
No, sir.
No.
You logged into Canva at some point in time. Are you in Dubsmash?
No, sir.
Were you using Dubsmash or did you install this application in your phone?
No, sir.
Were you using this Nitro PDF?
No, sir. Metro PDF is not.
This is another problem, right? You don't even know where all your email IDs are being used or who is using your password. See, you are found in 5 data security breaches, right? And all these breaches had these information. So Canva is this poster creation app. So this also happens when you install this application in your Android phones. You are not going to create an account; it automatically creates an account for you. Any other email IDs? Just to check. BR
dot. So B for Bangalore.
Okay, BR dot.
SREE.
Okay.
NU.
Okay.
At gmail.com.
Seven data breaches. You are on LinkedIn, right?
Yes, sir.
Dubsmash, Nitro.
No, sir.
IndiaMart. Did you try logging into IndiaMart sometime to find out some?
Yes, sir.
Netlog.
No.
So these are the places where you get pawned.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I told you to change your password once in 30 to 45 days is, assume today is 7th, right? Today there's an account hack happening. So your password is leaked. Let's say you changed your password last month on 6th and tomorrow you're going to change your password. This attack is not going to affect you. So you need to ensure that you change your passwords once in 30 to 45 days. Got it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so and then the next thing is okay, hold on 1 second. Yeah. Improper asset management. How many of you have USB drives at home? How many of you have USB drives? Guys, how many of you have USB drives at home? How many of you have USBs? You don't have USBs at all? Don't you have pen drives with you?
Yes, sir. We have, sir.
How many pen drives do you have? Can anyone Probably one of you answer these questions. How many pen drives do you have?
One, sir. I have one.
Where have you kept it today? Where is your pen drive?
In my cupboard.
Is the cupboard locked or open?
It is open, sir.
What all you have in your pen drive? What are the contents? How many files? How many folders?
Sir, maybe around 3 to 4.
How many files? What do you have in pen drives?
Some study references and movies.
Are you sure?
Sure, sir.
Okay. Well, the issue is people buy a lot of pen drives, a lot of hard disks, and they just leave it unattended. Okay. So sometimes what happens is, I'll tell you one incident which happened. There was a woman who had today's pen drive were very small. It is only in the size of half of your little finger. This woman bought a pen drive. She copied all her photographs, and some photographs were taken in the dressing room also. She just left it at home on the table. The servant maid who came home, she started sweeping and she started dusting, and this pen drive fell in the dustbin. This pen drive from the dustbin went into the road, dustbin in the road. A rag picker who came, he picked up this pen drive and then he sold it to an old paper shop for 10-20 rupees. This old paper shop guy sold this pen drive to a mobile recharge shop for around about 100 rupees. And this mobile recharge shop guy opened up this pen drive and he saw photographs of this girl. And this girl, he knew because she used to go to his shop for recharges. Now he slowly started talking to this girl, and then he slowly wanted this girl to become close to him. But this girl denied. And this guy started blackmailing her, saying, I will do something to you. And you know what he did? He just took some photographs, he put it in some website on the internet saying this girl is some kind of sex worker, and he gave her phone numbers, and this girl started getting annoying calls. Now, one improper way of managing your assets is to just leave it unattended somewhere. So my request to all of you is, if you have your photographs, if you have personal information on your pen drives, please put it into your cupboard, lock it, and then keep it safe. Okay? So that's something that you'll have to do. And how many of you are using SD cards on your phone? SD cards on your phone.
Now I work for me. Nobody, sir.
If you are using SD card, please ensure your SD card is encrypted on the phone, because if you lose your phone, all your data in the phone can be protected using passwords and all of that, right? But if you don't encrypt your SD card and if you still moved your photos in your SD card, when I flick your phone, I can just take out your SD card, put it into another computer and see all your files. So please ensure that whenever you use your SD card, just encrypt it. Okay, that's going to be very helpful, right? And then weak access controls, we spoke about passwords and stuff, and then malware related incidents. Always have an updated antivirus in your computers. And then weak data protection is ensure that all your data are lying safe, and don't share any unwanted information about you to anybody over a call or something, which is actually more damaging, right? Don't tell any details about you or something to anybody. And then don't fall a prey to all these scams when people try to call you and do this. Now, I want all of you to do an exercise. Can you all go to this website? If you have a computer, go to this website. Have I been pawned? Have I been PWNED? And please check your email addresses. And if you find that you have been pawned in the data breaches, please go and change your password immediately. Take 5 minutes time. Let's do some activities also. Will you all do that and tell me that if you've done that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll do, sir.
Okay, please do that.
have been found ಅಂತ ಮೇಡಮ್. PWNED. ಮೇಡಮ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ
All of you done?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
How many of you found you had a breach there?
No, sir.
You're trying now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, please try.
Share my screen?
Yeah, you can share your screen. Yes, no problem.
Yes, sir.
Somebody wants to share your screen. So you're safe, huh? Ritu Sahib Dhumal,
Yes.
you're safe. Okay, excellent.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? Your phone number sometimes will not come because maybe you wouldn't have had any accounts with your phone numbers. You would have used your email instead. Somebody pinged me. That's a response to them. Okay, shall we move on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now,
Sir, please check one second.
Check once, sir.
1 second. Very good. If you don't see a pawn thing, it's happy, right? But ensure that you don't stop your practices. Keep changing your password every month. Okay, now let's go to the next step, right?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Somebody is presenting. Okay, very good. All right.
Okay,
So
sir. You can continue.
presenting on the screen. Okay. No, guys, don't share your screen. I am going to present my screen now. Okay. So this is another good site, virustotal.com. Now, if you want to verify about a link, right? If you want to verify about a link, you can actually go to this website and click this URL and type any website that you want to find out. Okay, what is your college website? What is your college website?
BITDVG.edu, sir.
Sorry, can you come in? VIT?
BIET. B for Bangalore. BIET DVG.edu.
DVG.
Yes, sir. .edu.
The website is safe, so nobody flagged it as a malicious URL. Can you see this? If you go to this VirusTotal and put any website, if there is any flag against your URL, it will tell you if this is safe or not. So according to all these companies, so Alien Vault is actually a an SIEM company, Bitdefender is an SIEM company, right? And there are a lot of these cyber security websites. So most of them are saying CK7 antivirus, Google Safe Browsing, Fortinet. So all of these are good sources for you to check. Okay, and then if you have any file also, right? If somebody sends you a file, don't open it. Just try to upload the file here. You can upload any file and then probably try. Okay, let me just do this. Okay, I just upload this PDF and show you. So I've uploaded. Now I uploaded a file. I'm checking whether this file has got any virus or something. See, usually your antivirus will do that, but in case if your antivirus is not able to find, if you're suspicious about a file, please go to this VirusTotal and upload that file. Sometimes you get a file which is very tricky, right? You get an exe file or whatever. You can upload any file. I uploaded this file. This is the hash value of the file, right? And look at the results that I've got. 1 second, guys. I'm just getting a call. Just give me a second. So, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, you can actually use this VirusTotal, and you can just type any IP address also. So let me just try something. Okay, hold on. So if I put this IP address, I will not have any issue. I will not find anything because it's my local IP address. Okay, 1 second. One 172.168.132.1. Now see, I'm scanning my IP address, okay? I'm using this is my public address IP address. So I just scanned my IP address and see it saying that there's no security issue for my IP. My IP is not flagged anywhere as an insecure IP. So you can just go to details and find out what is if you give an IP address, it will tell you everything. Who owns this IP address, right? And you can also look at a lot of other things here. Relations, community, detections, right? So this is another very important and easily available tool for you to find out if there's anything suspicious. VirusTotal. So have I been pawned? VirusTotal. Okay. So that's about it. And then there are other things which you need to understand, like cyber stalking and cyber bullying, right? Cyber stalking is when somebody is trying to constantly follow you on the internet, and keep bothering you, please go and report them to the cybercrime immediately. And ensure that your router is configured properly with appropriate security settings. Don't allow any insecure configurations to be on your router, because that's the way that I can easily get into yours. Avoid using piracy softwares, right? Avoid piracy softwares, right? And then use only original Windows version. That's when you get all your security issues updated. Okay. And be aware of phishing addresses, and that's very important. Okay, I'll try to show you some samples of phishing emails. Just give me a second. So you see something here? Look, this looks like a real email ID, right? But this is actually not a original email. This is a phishing email.
Okay.
So it looked like a real email ID for you, but this link is actually not a real link. It's probably a fake link. I'll tell you how phishing email works. Now, what is this? How do you read this? What is this called? Can you spell this, guys? Right? What is this called? Lawyer, right? So this is capital L, small l, but then this is small l and capital I. When you look at this, you will think that this is LLYOD, but this is LIYOD. Can you see the difference here? This is capital I. I'm going to make this big. This is capital L. Can you see the difference here? Ladies and gentlemen, please answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand what am I trying to tell you?
Yes, sir.
And how will I understand whether you understand or not? LLYOD.com. Let's say if this is the actual website, I can create a phishing email with a fake domain saying LLIYOD. You will not find a difference. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
This is how you are being tricked into phishing emails. So whenever you get a phishing email saying your password is compromised, etc., 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 please don't click the link. Just hover your mouse over that so you'll get the link. So copy that link and put it in VirusTotal and then see if this actually is true or not. Then you will know whether you are accessing a correct website or not. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then what else should I cover? So when you go to a mobile recharge shop, please don't give any details. You can prefer an online way of recharge, because the moment you go to a mobile recharge shop, if a woman goes, she should give her number, she should ask them recharge, your number is going to be with them, unnecessary issues. So start recharging your mobile phones online. When you give your mobiles for repair, or when you exchange or when you dispose your mobile, please use disk wiper software and wipe your disks at least minimum using 7 wipes. Okay. Beware of SMS and call spoofing. Okay. When you clean your house, please take care of your personal medias. Picture morphing. Please don't use any tools like which will enhance your pictures. Don't upload your pictures and then make it more beautiful. They'll have a copy of all your pictures. If somebody has taken over your profile, please ensure that you immediately report it in Facebook or whatever, and then remove that. And camera hacking, very, very common. I can hack your phone. I can switch on your camera without even you knowing it. And beware of photo editing apps. I'll show you what all a dark web can do. So this is an app permission, right? Whenever you install something, please see if all these permissions are required for that app. Without these things, please don't give all this. And please be aware of all these spy tech devices which can ruin your life. And please take care of all these card skimmers. Ensure that your card is only swiped. Use contactless payment now, Phone Pay, Google Pay, and all of that instead of swiping your cards. Understand more about your credit cards. Don't share your 3-digit secret number or your card number to anybody. Whenever you give your document for some loan purposes, ensure that you sign like this and you write for the purpose that you're giving this, and then you share your document. Okay? So that's about it from my side. I'm happy to take any questions if you have.
Participants, any questions, please? Hello, participants, any questions? Okay, so no more questions. Sir, myself, Dr. Vinita HP. We apologize to the problem in the beginning, in the morning sessions, in the beginning of the session. Like you were a bit upset at the beginning of the session. We apologize you to once again, sir. The session was wonderful. It was really nice and more informative, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Thank you.
Over to Srinivas.
Harish sir. It's been a great thing for us to learn too much of informative things from you, because we are very new to this cyber security and cyber threats, and your information, what you have given in this 1.5 hour session was too informative, and I hope all the participants have gained at least some insightful knowledge from your presentation. And once again, I thank for your commitment for this workshop, because I know we have been in touch for more than 10 days, and yesterday also I just spoke with you, and you have some personal problems also. Your father is not well, he has been hospitalized. I hope you will recover soon. And thank you very much from the Department of Information Science and Bapuji Institute of Engineering and Technology. A personal thanks to you, sir, for your wonderful commitment and making this session more informative and more interactive. I hope all the participants gain the knowledge, at least little bit knowledge about the cyber threat and cyber crimes, sir. Thank you once again, Harish, sir.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir. And I also thank all the participants for your wonderful patience listening and informative and interactive sessions. Thank you once again. And the feedback link will be shared through the WhatsApp. So I request all the participants to please give the feedback. And once again, last session, day 2, session 2 will be start exactly at 2 o'clock. I request all the participants to be present at 2 o'clock and take the sessions. Thank you very much. Thank you, Harish, sir, once again. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now.